Hey, what's going on YouTube? Will here from All Electric, back again with another video. And today we are going to be taking a deeper dive into the stop light and stop sign detection in the newest software update 2020.12.6. Also, I'm going to talk about my most recent Dashcam setup.
Huge thank you goes out to Akrama Tool, Nicola Pro, and Daniel Jelling supporting this channel at the All Electric tier. Click the link down below and support this channel for as little as $1 a month. I've had several days now to test this new stoplight and stop sign detection, and I want to show you exactly how it works. So you saw I just acknowledged the stoplight there, and the light is red, so the car is going to come to a complete stop at the red line there. Once the light turns green and I acknowledge, or whenever I acknowledge, even if the light is red, the car is going to proceed forward through the intersection. But now I want to show you this clip here because I'm going to acknowledge the stoplight. The stoplight is red, there's no cars in front of me, but watch this. I'm still moving forward and I'm going to acknowledge it again, pulling down the drive stalk several more times even though the light is red. Now Tesla's Autopilot is smart enough to realize that the light is red and only needs one acknowledgement for that. Now that the car has come to a complete stop though, it says acknowledge to move forward. So if I acknowledged here, the car would move forward, and that's not what we want. Of course, we want to wait until the light turns green and then we pull down on the drive stalk and the car moves forward. So that's one thing that Tesla could fix with this software update. So you can see there, I actually pulled down on the drive stalk while the light was still red, even though I knew it was about to turn green. Now 2020.12.6 also gave us a couple more special things that not a lot of people notice. So you can see there I actually turned the turn signal on, it went into the turn lane, and I'm still engaged in autopilot, and we do have that red line in front of us. So I'm going to acknowledge the intersection right there. It's going to pass over these white lines and then say take over immediately. So 2020.12.6 is able to identify intersections and specific lanes within intersections that are not yet supported by Autopilot. This tells me that they're getting a lot better at identifying intersections, and that new update where it's going to actually turn within intersections is coming soon. When I tested Navigate on Autopilot in this newest software update 2020.12.6, I didn't notice any improvements or any real change from previous software updates. I would say that it performed about the same as other updates as far as lane changes and decision making as far as which lane to be in. So no real change with Navigate on Autopilot with this newest update. I think there's still some work that needs to be done with Navigate on Autopilot in terms of what lane the car needs to be in and decision making as far as lanes go. So here you can see I'm about to acknowledge a stoplight that is red. So the light is red, so no acknowledgement is needed yet. So since the light is red, the car is going to stop, and of course since we have a car in front of us, it's going to stop as well. But look closely at the center display. As soon as the Autopilot sees that the light is green, I can acknowledge that yes, the light is green and it will pass through the intersection like you see here. Now what happens if you don't acknowledge that the light is green? I'll show you right here in this clip. So we're approaching a stoplight and it says there is a stoplight here, so I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge that notification from the Autopilot and acknowledge again even though the light is red, right? So I'm acknowledging and it's not doing anything. So if we look really closely at the center display, which is hard to see in this video, there is a red line going across where the car is going to stop before it enters the intersection. And even though I'm acknowledging multiple times here, it's not until the light turns green that I'm able to acknowledge, yes, I confirm that the light is green and it's going to pass through the intersection. So right here, the light is green and we're approaching the intersection here, and you can see that there is a red line on the center display and the car is going to stop until I acknowledge right there before it will pass through the intersection. A little bit different than what happened previously. Now if you were the first car and you acknowledge, then the car is going to pass through the intersection. I think Tesla is allowing that right now so it can get as much data from the drivers as possible. And I guess in the instance where the Autopilot system is not able to identify the stoplight, Tesla wants the driver to be able to override and send that valuable data back to Tesla. Again, take a look. I'm the second car here. I'm going to push down on the accelerator
and the car is still not going to go because there's a car in front of me and there's a red light. And then once the light turns green, I will still have a red line on that intersection saying that I cannot pass the intersection till I acknowledge that the light has turned to green. So really do like this part of the stoplight and stop sign detection. Now that I've been talking up this system, it's definitely not perfect. Approaching this intersection in adaptive cruise control, the car is going to stop at the red light, and I can put on my turn signal and press the accelerator, and you can see that the car is kind of fighting me a bit in making that turn. It wants to come to a stop, so a little bit of help needed there. Along with right here, you see that it is going to stop merging onto this highway. So you can see the red line on the center display where the car is set to stop until I acknowledge. So I do acknowledge and I don't disengage. Now I turn on my turn signal and you can see there acknowledge the stoplight coming up, which remains green. So we're going to pass through that light, but then we have another light right after that. So I'm going to acknowledge that light here, which is currently green, and then watch the light color because it's going to turn to yellow, and I do end up passing through. In this exact same situation, if I was driving the vehicle, I too would have gone through this yellow light rather than slamming the brakes and stop. So impressive to me that it's able to make this determination here, because in other instances, like you've seen in my last video, where the yellow light turns way in front of us, it actually will stop at that yellow light. This is so impressive to me and definitely shows that Tesla is leading every single other company on our way to a car with full self-driving. Now let's check out a stop sign. So here I'm in a multi-lane stop sign, and the autopilot's able to do a great job initially staying in the proper lane, but here it gets a little wanky and comes really close to this curb and then says take over immediately. So not perfect yet, but the stop sign detection, from what I've tested, is pretty good, along the lines of the stop light detection, which I think is also really good for the first software iteration that's been pushed out to the public. Now they did say in their earnings report for the Q1 2020 that the confirmation at stop lights will not be required as the software is validated. So here is a red light, and we are going to stop and then get a message on the center display. So you can see this is a kind of weird intersection, right, where we are going to go straight through, and we're getting a message on the center display that tells us this intersection is not supported. So Autopilot, like I said previously in the video, is smart enough to identify intersections, right? So it's going to fail as soon as we go through this intersection, right? As soon as I acknowledge and pass over the red line on the center display or over the white line as you see and enter the intersection, we're going to get a takeover immediately. That's what I've seen every time I've seen this message. But why I'm showing you this clip and why this is so important, here I'm acknowledging, and now the car is moving forward and we are still in autopilot, and the car is able to see, okay, here's my path of travel. I'm traveling through the intersection. Pretty cool, and the first time I've seen that. I have yet to see another intersection that does that. Now I want to switch gears and talk about my new dash cam setup. So I got these dash cams from Pure Tesla. So I have a couple dash cams, one for the white Model 3 and one for the red Model 3. Installing these things was such a breeze, and the solid state drive fits perfectly in the Jada hub. Now what's nice is all I did was take these out of the box and then plug these right into my car, and you can see that the dash cam symbol is there. They already come preloaded from Pure Tesla. Now I'm going to put the other one in the red Model 3, but I don't have a Jada hub for my red Model 3. So I actually got this other hub from a company called Tap Test. Now in testing this looks very similar to the Jada hub, and I'm actually curious if there's a copyright infringement here, because this hub cannot be found on Amazon and can only be found on their website. The other USB drive from Pure Tesla worked perfectly, but if you're going to get a USB hub, definitely go to Jada and get their USB hub. I'll put a link up to that video here in the corner. Now, I also tested Tap Tesla's wireless charger, which had this nice USB-C cord in the bottom.
Install was perfect and very easy, and of course it fit that nice little plastic piece that goes on the bottom, but I did run into an issue when I tried to put my larger iPhone 8 Plus on the wireless charge pad because it had a very slim case on it, but it would not fit properly going vertical. Now, it would still charge sometimes sitting there, but it definitely would not fit with the case on. So when I put it on the side, it would charge, no problem. Taking the case off, yes, of course, it would charge, and when I flipped it to the vertical position, it would still charge. But I'll put a link to this wireless charge pad because it is nice, and if you don't have a larger phone, then it is going to work out just perfectly for you. But if you do have a larger phone, click the link below to get to my Amazon shop. There's several other wireless chargers that I've tested over there. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Share this video with a friend, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As always, guys, I'll see you in the next one.